Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the skincare brand Juice Beauty. I did a 2-week trial. As usual, if you want more information, check the description box below. I will also have a makeup review up on the Juice Beauty makeup line, and eventually I'll have those two linked side by side in the description box as well. So you guys probably know that this is a brand I've talked about a lot. I have been wanting to try for a while. I did end up placing a rather large Ulta order for Juice Beauty's makeup products, and it was during a Platinum Perks day in which I got pretty much their main products from the Cellular line, which is the line within this brand that I was most interested in testing. Now, before I get into the reviews of the products, I feel like I do want to talk a bit about the natural aspect of Juice Beauty. You know, I think this is a major selling point for this brand. I think there are a lot of people who are looking for more natural options for their skincare, and I want to be clear up front that even though I don't always use all natural products, I think it is very important for the image that a brand is selling to match up to their ingredients. So when I essentially put this brand on trial for 2 weeks, that was something I was very cognizant of. I wanted to pay close attention to those ingredients and make sure that they really lined up with the claims. And if you do want more information about that, I would recommend checking out Juice Beauty's blog. They actually spent a good chunk of time discussing FDA regulations and what it all means, how certain brands are able to sell you products that claim to be natural when they're not at all. It was really a good sign of integrity for me to see how much they were willing to be open with the public about. So I do have a lot of respect for the brand. Something that really is very complicated for me as somebody with a science background approaching brands that claim to be natural is that I want to really be respectful of everybody's opinion. You know, I have no problem with two people reading an article about parabens and one coming to the conclusion, I think I'm going to keep using parabens, and the other coming to the conclusion, I think I'm not. I respect both opinions there, and you should really do the research and form your own opinions. But at the same time, I see a lot of companies kind of sell these ideas that are just not based on anything of logic. For example, if you ever come across somebody claiming, I'm never again touching dihydrogen monoxide, I'm done with it, then, you know, I'm going to ask, okay, well, what song do you want played at your funeral in 3 days? Because you're not going to live without water. So I guess what I'm saying is I have kind of complicated feelings with the way that the all-natural world can often manifest, even though I very much respect the choice to be natural. And you know, it's got to be frustrating on the end of a brand who does put so much care into formulating their products to see people misinterpret ingredients. For example, I ran into some reviews of this brand where people were saying, this brand is loaded with alcohol. No, it's not. They put fatty alcohols into these products, but not denatured alcohol, which are just completely different beasts. And yet people are not discerning the difference. It's got to be frustrating. If you're a big Beautypedia reader, you may be surprised, like I was, that this brand doesn't appear anywhere on the Beautypedia website. So let me go ahead and tell you what Beautypedia would say. I think that Beautypedia would be concerned about the lemon juice content in these, which tends to be pretty high in the ingredients list. I was too, so I went ahead and did pH testing on all of these products, and I'm happy to tell you they're all pH balanced. So you don't need to worry about the problems that you could potentially have with rubbing a raw lemon on your face, because these are indeed well formulated. You know, again, I see with Juice Beauty that they've managed to walk this fine line of creating natural products where you can still see the science within them. One other thing before I get into the product reviews, I'm going to be talking about 9 products in this video. I'm just going to say right now, if you're at all interested in the brand, there is a brand new set that just popped up on the Ulta website called The Best of Juice Beauty Skincare. I would start there. If that set had been available when I got all this 2 months ago, I would have gone, well, I don't know if I would have gone for that because I wouldn't have known that was going to be my top 4 products. But here we are. That is actually the 4 products I would recommend to you, all in a set for $49, the $118 value. So that is worth checking out. Again, of course, if you're interested in this brand, and hopefully you'll figure out throughout this video if it is a brand of interest to you. Let's get into product reviews. I want to start with the Cellular line. The reason this is the line that called to me the most is that this is the anti-wrinkle line. Now you might be thinking, okay, you look a little young to be interested in that, And you're right, I think the blemish line that this brand has would have been more fitting to me. But the reason I wanted to try this is that I've noticed as people get a bit older, they do seem to have more concerns about product ingredients. It kind of makes sense, you know? You just hit a certain point in your life where you're like, I don't know if I want to take risks with my skincare, and I respect that, I get that. I think that it does seem this is their best-selling line, so I really wanted to test it. I wanted to be able to say at the end of the day, is this going to be a brand that I recommend to my mom? And the answer is yes, Mom, if you're watching. My mom is one of my beautiful subscribers, but I do think because of that I should probably tell you I'm not paying as much attention to the results with this, because maybe you can see I did have a few breakouts. That's kind of to be expected when your concern is blemishes, but you were intent on testing a line made for more mature skin. So I don't have any complaints with my skin. It's what happened is exactly what I would expect. But as far as this line having good products for somebody of a more mature age, I quite like the line. So let me go ahead and go over everything in it. So first up, we have the Cellular 2-in-1 cleanser, which retails for $34 for 4.5 ounces. Now this is claiming to be one of those 2-in-1 products. It's supposed to remove makeup and cleanse your skin. I'm gonna say that we all probably know when a product claims to be a 2-in-1, if you wear heavy makeup, it's not gonna be enough. You already know that. But I will say this did remove light makeup. It just had no chance against the days where I do, you know, bright pink eyeshadow, but I can forgive it for that. It did remove light makeup. The surfactant that they used in this is one that is more for sensitive skin and derived of natural ingredients. So overall, I liked it. I can't say that I personally am deeply in love with it and I like the other cleanser a little more. Let's talk about the two serums in this collection next. So we have the anti-wrinkle eye treatment, which is a serum, and then we have the anti-wrinkle booster serum. I want to talk about these together because they're actually quite similar, which is something I find to generally be true when you're talking about a serum and a separate eye serum. You guys probably know my stance on things like eye creams and eye serums. I don't think they're necessary, but I think they can be nice if you want to spend the extra money. This one is actually more difficult for me to establish my feelings on than when it's a little more clear-cut. Like, for example, Clinique has some type of an eye serum that's $50 for a half ounce, and they also have Repair Wear, which is $50 for an ounce. For me, that is a clear cut just by the serum situation. But this is trickier because this serum is $80 for an ounce and the eye treatment is $50 for a half ounce. So it's not a tremendous price difference. The ingredients are really quite similar, but they're still not exactly the same. It's that situation of the first large chunk of ingredients are identical. So it comes down to, do you really need both? No. But in this situation, it's certainly not going to hurt you. And I do have to say I like the design on the eye serum. It was something new to me. I've never used an eye serum quite like this, where you have this little design that you can pump right onto your eye and then smooth out with your ring finger. So I do like the design of it. Both of these serums are rich in juices and oils and contain magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, which seems to be the vitamin C of choice for this brand. I guess it's kind of, I'm sitting here trying to decide how I feel about all the different forms of vitamin C, and it's kind of a wealth of information. It's like opening this giant cluttered file drawer in my brain. But it's a good form of vitamin C. It's more stable than ascorbic acid. And it does seem to be less sensitizing, more hydrating, but I think that when it comes to vitamin C, it's really this game of play around and see which one you like the most. But it is nice that it is a little more stable. So, again, to kind of sum up how I'm feeling about this, they're both great products. Do you need both? Not necessarily. You can spend $80 and just get the serum. But if you don't blink at $130, I don't think you're going to be disappointed in buying both of them. So then we have the Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Moisturizer, which is $70 for 1.7 ounces. Maybe I'll even talk about the overnight cream along with this. The Anti-Wrinkle Overnight Cream is $75 for 1.7 ounces. Now again, both of these are very similar. They both have this really rather thick texture to them, which I think would be wonderful on dry or mature skin. They have that same blend of plant oils, plant-based ingredients, as well as magnesium ascorbyl phosphate. And then the anti-wrinkle overnight cream takes it to the next level by adding in peptides and hyaluronic acid. I do think that both of these are very nice products, and again, I do think that if you have more mature, dry skin and you're looking for a more natural alternative, I think both of these are great. Then we've got the green apple line, which I think is a little less conclusive as to who this is for, so let me go ahead and read this to you. The green apple line is designed for all skin types except sensitive skin, 20s and up, and is effective for reducing the appearance of hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and uneven skin tone and texture. Overall, I was actually quite impressed with how effective these products were, and I really did like the brightening gel cleanser. This is that same one in the best of set. This is really quite a nice cleanser, and I usually have a little more hesitation when we're talking about an AHA containing cleanser. They're usually just not on the skin long enough to make any kind of difference. But there is something about this product where I feel like it did actually seem to brighten my skin more than the average brightening cleanser in this category. So I quite liked it. I think it's a very good cleanser. And again, between this one and the Stem Cellular, I liked this one a lot more. It smells better too. All of these products have a bit of a natural scent to them, but there's only one that I can't stand the scent of. We're not there yet. I don't think I said the price on this, so this is $28 for 4 ounces. Then we have the Green Apple Peel Full Strength. Now this is $48 for 2 ounces. Worth mentioning, I also have tried the Green Apple Peel Sensitive, which is $42 for 2 ounces. Overall, I would say the sensitive one does claim to be for more sensitive skin, but it still contains glycolic. So in my opinion, I would just go for the full strength. I did feel like I saw more results from using this than I did with the sensitive. And the thing is that ultimately glycolic acid and sensitive skin, it's kind of still going to butt heads a bit. I'm still sure that there's an audience for that, because with this peel, the full strength, you will feel quite a tingle, and I think it could maybe be surprising for some people. You will get less of a tingle with the sensitive skin version. So the full strength contains malic, citric, and tartaric acids from organic fruits, glycolic, and lactic acids. It is pretty well formulated, in my opinion, to be a good natural alternative. This also contains salicylic acid from willow bark, ascorbic acid, retinol palmitate. I was quite pleased with this. I think this is a very good product. I do think I've used some products at higher AHA concentrations. I don't know the concentration of this one, but I guess I was just surprised that a clearly more natural product did still in many ways rival the effects of a lot more less natural and more expensive peels that I've tried. I did run into one product out of everything that didn't work for me, and that is the hydrating mist. I just don't like this at all. It's $25 for 6.75 ounces, which would have been a great price if it worked for me. But my problem with this is shockingly a product I cannot stand the smell of. I was kind of trying to figure out why I can't stand this smell when a lot of the other products are not that tremendously far off. I mean, the peel itself does have a smell to it, but it's one I can tolerate, whereas this I can't. It smells like really rotting fruits to me. And I think, my guess, is that it's just the mechanism of spraying it into your face. I mean, it's essentially like spraying scent all over your face, right? So I think that's my conclusion as to why I hate the smell, because I really hate it. But the other problem I have with it is that when it got in my eyes, it burned so badly. So this is just, again, the one product that I really didn't like, really wouldn't recommend. Maybe if Juice Beauty takes this back to the drawing board and reformulates it, I think it would be nice to have a toning mist in this line, or maybe even just a toner. But yeah, this one didn't do it for me. But in the end, I am really impressed with this brand. And I really just did this brand as part of this giant skincare experiment to see how I felt about a more mature crowd trying out this brand. And in the end, I'm going to be watching for deals on their blemish line, which is obviously more for my skin. I read about their use of salicylic acid, and that's the ingredient that works for me, so I'm really excited to get my hands on the Blemish products going forward. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to give it a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, YouTube.